Welcome back, beautiful soul. My name is Grada Robertson, and today I want to go into the topic of going through a healing crisis. So if you are one of my clients, you may have experienced a healing crisis before in your life, and chances are that you've never had a healing crisis before, or you haven't realized that what you were going through was actually a healing crisis. So as a therapist, a coach and a healer, it's very common for my clients to have some sort of reaction while I work with them, whether it's remotely or in my room. So at the moment I am in my healing space where I work with clients every week of the year. I've worked here for many years already. And I just want to share with you some interesting stories that help you to understand how important healing work is for you, so that you can have the life that you are meant to live, and that babies can even have a healing crisis as well. I actually wrote about it in one of my books. I've written 3 books, and the last book is called Alchemy of Love, and it contains lots of stories of my family, my children, my grandchildren, and my clients, and also recipes. And it's just a really lovely book to read in the middle of winter on the couch with a cup of tea. So in one of the chapters I talk about Micaiah. So Micaiah is one of my grandsons who is 11 now, and when he was a baby, his birth was, reasonably difficult. It wasn't straightforward. He was a big baby, he had meconium, and he had inhaled some meconium, and things were a bit tricky, right? And when he was 6 weeks old, even after the parents came back to Tasmania from South Australia, and we were still in the Purple House in Forth, and I noticed that he wasn't making good eye contact. You know how babies love to look at you and they follow you with their eyes and so on, and Micaiah wasn't doing that, and I thought, oh dear, maybe, he might have a touch of Asperger's or whatever. Anyway, so Eve and I decided to give him a healing session, and at the time I had a big team of therapists, and I thought I'd kill 2 flies in one go, and the therapist can come into the room as well and watch how I work with a little baby. So off we went into my room. I started to do energy work with Micaiah, and he began to squirm really, really bad, and then he started screaming. He got really angry, and then he broke out in a sweat. So he literally, his whole body was pouring in sweat. He was crying. He had tears coming out of his, and snot coming out of his nose. And he was very upset. And then he screamed like a stuck piglet. But anyway, I can work with the baby, whether they scream or whatever. And then he suddenly, this was the strangest thing ever, he suddenly went very, very quiet, like very still. And then he went into a really deep sleep. And all this was happening while Eve had him in her arms, right? And he stayed asleep then for a long time. He basically went into a healing sleep that almost is a little bit scary for the parents sometimes. But that's when the body the storm has passed, the cells have detoxed, and the baby is now gone into a healing, restful state where the body reorganizes itself. So that was a very, very dramatic experience. You can read about it in my book. I've seen many times with babies, and then sometimes we also have a reaction like that with, of course, adult clients. It doesn't matter if you're 4 days old, 40 weeks old, 80 years old, the body still wants to reorganize itself and get rid of toxins. So when we do healing work, what literally happens is that we get the body to remember, or I get the body to remember a trauma. That trauma energy is stuck in your body somewhere, hiding in one of your systems. So this can create tension in your body. Let's say, for instance, your liver might not be talking to your kidneys, or your large bowel is fighting your small bowel. Literally, the energies of your systems are like disagreeing with each other because there is trauma stuck that creates distress in the body, that upsets the energy, and I can feel that energy and I can see it. So I usually laser target into one of those areas and then begin to dissolve it with energy. And usually the body is very, very happy to let it go, because of course your body is intelligent, right? It's the most intelligent instrument in the whole universe, and it has the blueprint for perfect health It's always trying to achieve a better level of health, happiness and ease for you. It's always trying to create more ease for you. But it's not easy for the body to let go of trauma, because as soon as the body lets go of a little pocket of trauma, it starts to flood your bloodstream with toxic chemicals. And that is what creates the unease. And if this is happening here in my treatment room, I can neutralize those toxins and clear them. And usually the body heals and up levels itself quickly. And then I can do another correction. And sometimes my clients might have 20 or 40 healing corrections in one session without getting a healing crisis. But sometimes a healing crisis is involved. Well, recently I had a client and she went home and she rang me the next day and said, Grada, I have stuff coming out of every hole of my body, right? It wasn't pretty. In fact, it was very ugly. But she was happy though. She was happily surprised how much stuff was coming out of her body, right? And when you think about it, I'm always encouraging you and my clients to see it as a very positive breakthrough, because all this stuff and toxins have been hiding in your body for years, backing up your tissues, making you feel stiff and tense and crabby and tired and so on. And you're better off without all of it. And yes, it might be unpleasant for a day or maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes or 24 hours or a couple of days, and then you're through it and you feel so much lighter. So when the body has a healing crisis, I just want you to know this is a very good thing in the context of healing, right? Sometimes you can get a healing crisis because you've changed your diet, you stopped eating rubbish, you cut out processed food, you're drinking more water and you're having more healthy salt, and now maybe you might feel a little bit nauseous for a few days. That's all really, really good for you. That is like, be happy that that's happening, because your body is getting rid of toxins. And if you feel a little bit off, it just means that your detox pathways are opening up, but they're just a little bit behind. They need a few more days to catch up, right? But if you can also expect a healing crisis when you do emotional healing. Any kind of emotional or spiritual healing or energy healing is a very fast way to tap into pockets of toxic memories that you're not conscious of. They're all deeply buried in your subconscious mind. And remember, your subconscious is your immune system. So we're literally working with the immune system. And why is this important? Well, it's very important if you have a disease or chronic illness or an acute problem or an accident, right? You want to work directly with your immune system and make sure that it's working properly so that you can get better in the shortest amount of time. So every emotion, every negative emotion is a toxin in the bloodstream. So you have you could say your emotional self, your mental self, which by the way is also all around you. It's not just stuck to your brain. It's like your mind is in every cell of your body, and it's also in your aura, right? But literally inside the body, inside your flesh and blood and inside your tissues, an emotion is a chemical, right? So for instance, I'll just make it up, but if you're constantly angry and upset and frustrated, that could be like arsenic in your bloodstream, right? Or a red poison, in other words. Or if you're always sad, like always, because you have a lot of sadness in your body and you can never shake it off, well, that could be perhaps like mercury in your bloodstream or another toxin that really affecting you. And all these emotions draining your life force. And our body is very robust. It can actually put up with a lot, but you're better off without, of course, without being burdened down by it. Imagine if you're a computer and you open your laptop, and every morning you open your laptop and there's like 950 programs up and running already. That's going to make your laptop really, really slow, isn't it? So when I work as a healer, I make sure that I close all the programs that you don't need in your life anymore, like negative programs, limiting programs that you inherited from your ancestors or from your childhood. Most of the time you have to go back to childhood. Delete it and it's gone. So healing is, I love working as a healer. It's a wonderful thing. It's like I see miracles every day. But it can be very messy at times as well, and that's really what I'm talking to. So some things that can happen is that you sweat excessively, right, for a few days. Also, your sweat might be stinky or have a different smell than normal. Suddenly, you may not taste your food for a few days. Or you might be suddenly very hypersensitive to all different kinds of tastes and smell. You might need to go to the toilet a lot, or you might feel really thirsty. You might get the munchies. You might want to have to sleep for 24 hours, and all sorts of things like that can be happening for you. But the thing is, just respect your body and remember that your body is trying to reprogram itself and up-level the entire programming that runs your body, so that everything starts to feel easier, better and happier for you, right? And also your relationships will benefit. You won't feel triggered so much. Yes, and just going back to Micaiah, my beautiful grandson, after that one session, he was fully back on track. So sometimes, you know, a stitch in time when babies are young, that's really, really good to help them get over a difficult traumatic birth or a traumatic pregnancy, even to give them a better chance in life. So I just quickly wanted to say as well that you could say that our whole world right now is going through some sort of healing crisis, right? Old structures are disappearing. We're in uncharted territory. We really don't know what the future is going to hold now more than ever. And so it's really important that you keep yourself firmly anchored. So this applies to whether you're going through a personal healing crisis or today in society, how you show up for yourself in every day. So I'm going to suggest, and it's all here in the email as well, that you keep yourself in your own lane, right? So whatever that looks like for you, stay in the middle of your lane. So that means don't get too distracted by everything else when, you know, and the world's falling apart or people are caught up in a drama cycle. You just stay in your lane as much as possible. That means bring your attention back to the present, to the moment, and back into the back of your body, like into your spine, for instance, and practice that a lot. Also take a sacred pause. Take many sacred pauses during the day, so just half an hour off here and there where you do absolutely nothing. Make yourself a nice warm cup of tea and sit in nature somewhere. That's really important as well. Also make sure that you have enough minerals in your body. So minerals, which is salt, healthy salt, keep body and soul together, right? It's the glue that keeps us together. So make sure that you have lots of salt every day. Also, of course, you can have that in beautiful bone broth, which is very nourishing and heals your body from the inside out. All right, do energy work. I haven't really got time. I was going to show you a practice. Just Google how to do energy work, or just tune into the energy flow of your body. Everyone can do that, not just me. Everyone, we've all got the ability to tune into your own energies and just feel where it's stuck, and then just pay loving attention to that place in your body where it feels a little bit stuck till the energy flows again. Remove toxins from your lifestyle as much as you can. I know that's not easy, but just be diligent and just cut out more and more toxins from your life. And that can sometimes also mean toxic relationships, right? Because lots of people are surrounded by other people who drain them. And so you have to be careful with that too, because you only have a certain amount of energy to get through the day and for your body's own healing to stay on track. So don't let other people crash into your lane either, right? If other people are coming into your lane all the time, that means that you need to take your own self-care a lot more serious. And then, of course, come for regular treatments. Because when you're on the receiving end of a healing treatment, what happens is that trauma leaves your body and your aura, every part of you, all layers of your being are released from that particular trauma. It's never going to come back in, and your own essence, your true self, can then take up space. So you start to look younger, you feel more alive, and age really doesn't have any effect on you, right? So the more trauma you release, the younger you get, the more happiness, the more abundance, the more prosperity, and all of the good things start flowing into your life. And that's important as well. And even science has known that people who are more fortunate, but you can create your own good fortune by tuning into yourself, by staying in your lane. So people who are more fortunate will also attract more good luck into their life. And the opposite is also true. I don't really want to talk about it, but you know that some people are always bumping along the bottom, and they will stay there because they constantly attract more of that bad luck. So don't be like that. If you're in a situation like that, turn it around and come and see Pete or me. We can help you turn your life around, and then we can help you to be open to the floodgates of, you know, good luck. They open for you, and you start to feel very light and happy and fortunate, and your body can heal itself. So a healing crisis is never going to kill you. It might feel like it, but of course that will never happen. It can be intense for a little while, and the key is to rest, stay warm, nurture yourself, be kind to yourself, treat yourself with kindness, gentleness and patience, and respect and honor your body, what it's trying to do for you. I hope you find this helpful. If you feel stuck, do come in for a session with me. I'm also starting a really exciting new thing. So every Saturday at 12 o'clock, I'm going to offer a lunch and learn with Grada. So you can come to the Purple House kitchen and spend a couple of hours with me. We have lunch together, and I show you things that are important for you, how to stay healthy. I can also talk about things that are on your wish list. And one lucky person will be on the hot seat and will get some intuitive healing. So I'm really looking forward to sharing this with you. I'm starting on the 5th of July, and it's only limited spaces. So I hope to see some of you on Saturday for lunch soon. In the meantime, stay well, and thanks for tuning in. Big love from me. Bye for now.